Original integrations for shows that
It's
we
a commercial.
agree on.
It's a commercial.
We're doing commercials.
You have a commercial for Netflix.
No,
Lower Third.
No, we did. Lower Third is just one of the branded pieces of content, but we did an integration deal with them where when we agree on an event or a show or a doc or a movie that we both like and feel like reaches an audience that can be impactful through our show, that we do business together.
But what does that mean? You're running a commercial.
It means that they talk to us individually.
No.
They talk to me.
I'll be home. I guess I'll check out fucking His and Her on Netflix.
What's that?
It's supposed to be real good.
Oh yeah, I was looking for something.
New miniseries, 6 episodes.
Say less.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of real good reviews about
watch
it.
that.
We've talked plenty about the Joe Budden podcast and all of its co-hosts, both past and present. But I keep circling back to this interview that just dropped on Earn Your Leisure with Ian Schwartzman. As I listened, he wasn't just throwing out surface-level podcast talk. He was getting deep into the mechanics of the business. More specifically, he was really unpacking the current business relationship between him and Joe. For years, we've all speculated that it was either a straight 50-50 split or some kind of quiet collaboration. We've always known Ian was involved behind the scenes, but the more he explained it to Rashad, I caught myself thinking, hold on, now I'm uneasy. Suddenly it clicked why Joe hasn't been preaching independence the way he used to. I started wondering exactly when Ian officially became part of the JBP, especially once he was labeled quote-unquote Joe's manager. And let's be honest, that title is just the polite version of what he actually represents to Joe. He's an advisor, he's an influence, there are multiple hats he wears, but manager is the cleanest way to package it. Ian opened by pointing out how many unique visitors Joe pulls in weekly. 1 million. To keep the math clean, I'll stick with the same numbers he used. That's 1 million people watching, listening, or doing both every single week. And since Joe drops 2 episodes weekly, let's not ignore why that structure exists. Those extra episodes came directly from the Spotify deal, let's be crystal clear. Ian's point was that you can go direct to consumer, which Joe still champions publicly. And if you can convert just 2 to 5% of that weekly audience to paying supporters, your life changes forever. Then he took it a step further and said, if you hit 1,000 Patreon subscribers, shout out to y'all, I'm hovering around 520 right now, it's surreal. I still look at the numbers like, no way. His exact words were, if you hit 1,000 paying subscribers, it'll change your life. I reached that realization a long time ago, a very long time ago. Just to be transparent, and these are real numbers, interpret them however you want. Last month alone, counting total Patreon income, not just recurring, I made around $570. My biggest YouTube check ever was $4,000. The audience size on YouTube compared to Patreon isn't even close. But the gap isn't so massive that it doesn't make you stop and think, like, damn, maybe independence really is possible with enough real support. And that's the part people overlook. Ian was the one who nudged Joe toward independence in the first place. I say all of that to land right here. That's when he shifted into talking about the Netflix deal they currently have. And for the sharp-eyed viewers, we all caught the ad during the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. It was obvious. You don't miss that. Clearly, there's serious money involved. But then he started confirming things we'd only been guessing about before. This was the moment where speculation turned into validation. And funnily enough, we got a real-time example on today's show. Ian explained that if Netflix has a show, an event, a movie, or any piece of content, and they feel like talking about it, quote-unquote, and they actually like it, they'll promote it on the platform. Right after that, he made sure to say it's not integrated ad placement, meaning you won't see a Netflix logo slapped across the screen. And that's where things start getting real interesting, because Joe mentioned his and hers today, and I'm pretty sure I rolled that clip at the start of this video. He brought it up casually, noting it's a 6-episode trial run, basically a beta test. On the surface, it sounds solid. I'll probably check it out myself. But that's not the same thing as Ian saying, when we both like it, we'll speak on it, positively or neutrally. So if money is changing hands for what is essentially paid promotion and it's not being disclosed, and they may not have even watched it yet, what else do you think these networks are paying for? Notice when Charlemagne's Netflix deal was announced, Joe didn't go at him. No shots, no dogpiling. Given their history, that should have raised eyebrows. Then Joe says, we've got multiple ad deals and multiple sponsors, but the only one we ever really hear about is Prize Picks. Now, I know I'm saying a lot just to get to the real point. Everyone has already picked a side on the political stance they took surrounding the situation with, let's call it the Renee Good slang in Minnesota. But what does that tell you if money is being exchanged quietly? Because let's be honest, that's exactly what it looks like. If they're getting paid to frame opinions on content, what do you think is happening behind the scenes elsewhere? And what do you think the hiring of Mark Lamont Hill actually signaled? Which might explain why Mark and Ian seemed so closely aligned when he first joined the network. Speaking of that, where is the Mark and Ian show? I haven't heard a single update about its return, yet it was pushed heavily in the promo run. Anyway, now that it's clear they're bought and paid for, I want to circle back to independence. I actually talked about this on Patreon yesterday, breaking down why Ian's comments didn't sit right with me, but I didn't touch the main conclusion I walked away with. I think Ian owns the JBP. I don't believe this is a partnership. My radar went up when Flip was getting calls from Ian, and when Joe kept deflecting issues by saying, talk to Ian. Why does Ian carry that much authority at a company you supposedly own? And once again, when we talk partnerships, this is where my concern lives. Is it a real 50-50? Both sides invest, both sides split profits evenly? Or is it a partnership in name only, like the Gilly, Wallow, and Barstool situation? Yeah, they're paying you. Yeah, you're the face of the show. Yeah, they'll give you all the full control talk, quote unquote, but cross them or do anything they say no to, and it's over for you. And I'm not just throwing shade at Gilly and Wallow here. I actually made a video a couple years back about that exact scenario, which is why I'm bringing it up now. So how much real power does Joe really have over the show? If Ian says he wants to bring on another co-host, does Joe get a say? If Ian wakes up and decides the show isn't direct-to-consumer anymore, can he just switch it over to Netflix, Spotify, or SiriusXM whenever he wants? We often talk about Charlemagne, Eros, and others who openly sign with big corporations and wear their partnerships on their sleeves. But we've got to shine a bigger spotlight on this so-called partnership between Joe and Ian. Watch that interview and you'll see it was Ian who mapped out Joe's entire path to where he talks to us now. Honestly, Ian sees us all as broke. He's the one who got Joe here. So what happens if Ian walks away? Is it a clean break, or does Joe lose everything? That's some heavy speculation, but drop your thoughts in the comments. Seriously, check out that interview. Ian spills a ton of info I'm barely touching because I'm not here to motivate. I'm here to keep it real. And if you want to really connect the dots, binge the last 20 episodes of the Joe Budden podcast and try to spot all the ad sponsorships they're hiding from us. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're already part of the movement, you know how we do. Appreciate the love. Let's keep this train rolling. Catch you next time.